So if we're doing sketches, we've been working with squares. What I like to do is start with some squares, draw the box, you'll make your drawings inside these. Try to make them squares. The pieces of paper that I cut out are 6 by 6. You know, give yourself plenty to work with. Okay, but you can start with that many or so. And then you just draw squares on the inside of it. The better your squares are inside, the better you draw them, the better your designs will be, the more neat they'll be. So pick a word. You know, we've got our words here. Playful. So you can start with playful. I'm just going to do P. So think about what it means to be playful. Like usually, you know, like if you had a square here, this square could be, you know, a surface. And you could have another little square here. It's like on the edge of that surface, maybe about to jump in to some other thing. So it might be there. And you could do, you know, like another little square here. Right? But just the squares. So like you got square, you know, square 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. It's the same situation. You could also do playful like this. This might be kind of interesting. So you can have one square here. You could try and make it like an image. Another square here. So that would be a square 1, 2, and then you could have square, square. It almost looks like a smiley face. The other thing is, you know, we did the balancing there, so you could have, you know, a platform, square, square, square. So, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 4 squares always. So maybe those are some playful ones. You got a couple big ones and some small ones. Let's pick a different one. Let's do order. Order is pretty easy. So it's basically just, you know, the same thing. Okay, order, you could do them like this. Okay, those are both order. You could try and make them a little bigger, or you could do, you know, a different kind of order, like a grid. A grid is order. But mostly there's not any angles. So the thing that makes playful work are these kind of angles where you've got like something that's tilted, right? You've got something that's normal or stable, and then you've got something that's sort of playful. Okay, order is not playful, you know, most of the time. So this, you know, the structure, so you're not going to have any angles. It's going to be kind of, you know, repetition. You could use repetition. So think about that. Let's see, what's another one? Tension. So tension, often, let's maybe skip before we start drawing. Sort of think about some words that sort of go along with tension. Oftentimes, tension has to do with things being unexpected. So let's say expected. expectation. Sort of upended. So that could be, with differences or, expectations or differences. Difference. So like a formal elements, formal words, art words. One could be contrast. So light and dark, we've already kind of got that. We've got the orange and the white. So contrast is a good one. What are things you can contrast? So, you've got color and shape, but actually we're kind of limited shape-wise because we're only using the square. So you can't really use that one. But you can use this one, or, light and dark. And then there's also, so for tension, talking about contrast, another one of these is scale. So think about tension in a song, right? It's like you've got like a drum beat and then you've got a guitar. Drum beat's like a thump, 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 and a guitar is like a bow, bow, bow. It's a higher pitch. So the pitch, scale, pitch. But scale is the thing that you can translate. So tension, you could have something that's really big. Next, so these angles, there's another thing but they're sort of off. Like play sort of makes sense. It's like there is some repetition. Tension, generally, it's going to have something that's like off. Tension is like play with no rules or like chaos. So anyway, so you could try that in a couple ways. You might do this and maybe that. It's two squares. That's two squares. I actually kind of like the tension without the four squares. That's pretty good. So maybe you could even do some overlap. That one's not so good. Let's see, there's some overlap. Overlap. And the tension's just there. So that's how you address these words. This is play. This is order. Tension. Okay.